Alright everyone, this is the Collecting Crusader here, and today we're doing like a DVD haul. Some DVDs I've built up over the last week or so. Most of them came from like a garage sale that my family was having, and I bought a few, and then later on, the next day, whenever they were trying to pack up, they just gave me the rest of them, but they didn't want to pack them up, so that was cool. Got some free DVDs. Also went to Game Exchange and picked up some DVDs. These are all standard definition DVDs. I'm not really a big. Well, I don't mind 4K and Blu-ray, but it doesn't matter to me. Like the picture quality is not that big of an issue. I just enjoy the movies. So whenever I just pick up the cheapest thing, which is usually standard definition DVDs. So these are pretty much all like super cheap DVDs. Most of them cost like $1 or $2, for me to buy. I'll just get into it, I guess. First one is Moulin Rouge. This was given to me. I don't really care about this movie. I've seen bits pieces of it years ago, but I don't. It's not really my kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of these first few ones I'm going to show you are just like things that were given to me that I would never buy myself. Like this one, Treasure Island. I mean, I do like the Treasure Island story, but this is kind of like a really old. This looks like a really old like 80s or 70s take on it, and I'm not really that big on those like old variations of classic stories. Um, we got Veggie Tales. It looks like an Indiana Jones kind of like spin-off kiddie thing. This is a kid's cartoon. Uh, Probably never gonna watch it. Uh, the Wall of Funberries and Rugrats. It's like a little, I guess, crossover thing. I used to watch both of these shows when I was little because it was my childhood in the '90s. So I might watch this one day just for like nostalgia, but probably not. I'll probably never get around to it. Next up we have ET. It's a pretty cool case, even though it's really banged up and beat up, but pretty cool packaging. Uh, it's like a collector's edition, but they always say that. Um, yeah, it's ET, really classic '80s sci-fi, Avenger movie. Next up, we have the Incredible Hulk. This is probably like the best of the standalone Hulk movies by far. Ed Norton, and Tim Roth. How you say his last name? They're really good in this movie. So, good little movie. Next up, we have Houdini. I'm not sure if this. I think this is a miniseries. Not. It's either a miniseries or like a TV movie. But yeah, Adrian Brody plays Houdini in like I guess like an autobiography type series. So I'm kind of interested to check it out at some point because I do like historical stuff like that, and I do like Houdini. That magicians are pretty cool, so I might check it out. Or escape artist, I think he's more known as an escape artist. Johnny English. This is yeah. I mean the guy from I can't remember his name, but this guy has always been funny, even way back in the day when he had his little British show. Man, I cannot remember the name of that show that saved my life. Where he didn't talk at all. If you guys know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. But yeah, this is a little like kind of like a secret agent James Bond kind of Snoop movie or parody movie. Next up, we have Juno, another movie that was given to me. I'll probably never watch it. I don't really like Michael Cera. He's really annoying to me. I don't know. I just don't care for his movies. Ellen Page is more fun to me. I like her, but I'm not really a big fan of Michael Cera. Next up, we have Signs. This is a really shitty like packaging. I don't know. I don't know. This almost looks like it's bootleg packaging. Like somebody just cut like a picture and put it on a little blank. That's what it looks like. It has no barcode or nothing, so it's pretty shitty. But yeah, Signs. It's a classic Mel Gibson movie. M. Night Shyamalan movie. Next up, we have Grizzly Falls, another one given to me. I don't know what this is, but like this looks old. It looks like an old kind of like family. Yeah, it looks like an old family kind of Avenger wilderness movie. I don't know. We have Wayne's World and Wayne Worlds 2, another one that was given to me. I like SNL, but I never really got into the Wayne's World stuff. It's a little before my time when I was watching SNL, so I never really jumped into it. We have another double feature next, War of the Worlds and When Worlds Collide. I mean, I like the War of the Worlds movies usually, but I don't know what the hell World When Worlds Collide is. But yeah, it's two old school science fiction movies. Might have to check that out one day. Nacho Libre, is that how you say this? This movie just looks all kinds of terrible. I'm not really gonna ever watch it. This was given to me. I mean, I already don't really care for Jack Black that much. His movies are really, really hit or miss for me, and this just looks like a total miss. Uh, Another hit or miss. Around the World in 80 Days. I usually like Jackie Chan, but just look. I haven't watched this, but just looking at the case and looking at the pictures, this movie looks like it's gonna be a big old turd. And I know it's probably it's a Disney movie, so I know it's probably focused more for kids, but it just I don't know. I can't take Jackie Chan seriously when he puts roles like this. Um, Next up, we have the Little Shop of Horrors, Jack Nicholson. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming this is maybe like a. I don't know if this is like a anthology series where it's like multiple stories, or if it's just one movie, or I don't know. I've never heard of this, but it's got Jack Nicholson in it, and it looks like some classic, some classic kind of horror stuff. So it might be worth a watch. Next up, we have Barbie Reloaded, another movie that was given to me. Lindsay Lohan, could care less about her. This is a remake of an old like '60s Disney movie. So I never seen the original Disney movie, so I probably won't watch the new one. Now we're getting to some of the more like the movies I actually picked up the other day that I wanted to pick up. Um, we have Punisher. This is the Thomas Jane, John Travolta Punisher movie. I really enjoyed this. I don't care what anybody says. I really enjoyed this Punisher movie. I think it's my favorite. It's my favorite of the Punisher movies. My favorite on-screen Punisher adaptation is definitely the stuff in Daredevil, and probably the stuff in the Netflix show that's coming out. But if we're going by like the actual big screen movie adaptations, this is my favorite. I really felt like this version of the Punisher was much more calculating and calm, and it's just it has some weird moments in between, like like all the stuff with the roommates, and it's a little off tilt for me. It doesn't really feel Punisher like, but everything else is great. If you just get past those few weird scenes, like the weird sing along cooking scene, then the movie's good. I haven't actually seen this yet, but we got Rambo. The fight continues. This is like I think this is the newest Rambo movie they ever made. It's like it was made like years after the one before it, when Stallone was a lot older. And it's part of his whole like comeback thing where he was like, I think it's around the same time when he started doing the new Rocky movie when he was trying to rebrand himself with all his old like roles. So I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but it has a really cool cover. It has a cool back cover with the bow and arrow thing. These bow and arrows or whatever. It just looks like a lot of good action fun. So I'm interested to see that one. Next up we have Real Steel. I've seen Real Steel. I just wanted to pick it up because I always kind of liked it. It was pretty cheap, and I've always liked it as it's a fun like kind of family action movie. I also enjoy. Sorry. I also enjoy boxing movies a lot. And even though this isn't like a true traditional boxing movie, it's kind of a boxing movie because it's boxing robots. Um, and he's a boxer, Hugh Jackman. So I picked it up. It's a pretty fun movie. It's a pretty fun like, what do you call that? Coming of age, underdog kind of story. Next up we have Sky Captain: The World Tomorrow. I have not seen this, but I remember when it first came out, I wanted to see it, but it just never happened because I was like a lot younger, and it just never happened. So I'm kind of intrigued to watch this now. It's probably not going to be as cool as I remember the commercials being. It does. The aesthetics look cool. It's like it's supposed to be like it's supposed to look like a retro. It's supposed to have like a retro 1940s kind of like war vibe to it, but with like high tech futuristic stuff. So it's supposed to have a very unique visual appeal to it. So we'll see how it actually plays. I'm going to save this for last because this is a movie that I really enjoyed, and I'm going to talk a lot about it. So next up we have The Departed. I have never seen the whole movie. I've seen bits and pieces, and yes, everything has been ruined for me. I know I've seen the end, so yeah. I know like how like several major characters die, but this movie is still I still wanted to buy it because I wanted to own it, and I still wanted to like see the entire thing entirely. Like I've never seen it from beginning to end. Like I think I've seen like the back half of the movie, but I've never seen like the beginning half of the movie. So this would be cool. Um, just a great gangster movie, great performances, great cast. Um, can't really go wrong with this Departed. Next up we have Snakes on a fucking plane, man. Um, I haven't seen this movie, and I know it's like a crazy, raunchy, like over the top movie, so I wanted to get it. I think Samuel L. Jackson does great in those kind of roles, and yeah, so I figured I'd pick it up, give it a watch. I've always heard about how like crazy this movie is. I think like when this movie came out, it was like the Sharknado of its time, like just the over the top crazy movie. I don't think it's nearly as crazy as the Sharknado movies, but you know, it's got that kind of feel to it. You know, like this is ridiculousness to it. Um, Next up, we have Birdman. I've seen Birdman, but I wanted to own it because it's a really fun, cool movie. Great performances by Michael Keaton and Ed Norton and what's her name? Let's see if it says on here. Emma Stone? Emma Watson? Emma Watson? No, I'm not sure. I think it's Emma Stone. Yeah, this is a really fun movie that kind of makes fun and like pokes at the whole superhero genre thing a lot. You know, it's very like philological kind of movie. Gets kind of into a lot of gets into the psyche of the character a lot. It also has some great cinematology, some great shots, great like angles and use of sound and like and location. And just it's a really well shot movie, especially for a movie that's like mostly like self-contained and it's supposed to be like you know like a feature. Like the whole thing's supposed to be a play, so it's weird. Um, uh, Next up, we have a movie that I've been wanting to see but I've never seen. So I found this like really cheap, so I picked it up. Brick. It's a early movie by early movie starring Jordan. How do you say his name? Joseph Jordan Lee Gibbet. I how do you say his name? It's got a crazy name. Um, but yeah, like it's supposed to be like a kind of like a modern day noir murder mystery type thing, like done in like a more modern like high school setting, where all the characters are like high school students or something like that. Um, but yeah, I've heard really good things about this, so I want to check it out. And then the last movie on this list is a movie that was kind of a sleeper hit for me. I didn't even know it existed. It's been out for like I think around 10 months, but I didn't even know I didn't even know it existed until like a few days ago when I was watching a video about it. And I also did a. If you've been watching my other videos, which I only have like 3 other ones at this point, if you've been watching my other videos, you know I did a whole review for this movie. But Free Fire, man, I really like this movie. It was a fun movie. I didn't even know what it was. I saw a commercial for it, so I figured I would check it out. It's a really fun action comedy set in the 70s. It's got a great soundtrack. It's a really fun bottleneck movie. If you don't know what bottleneck means, it's like when the whole story and the thing is set in one like location and is like very self-contained. Usually, TV shows do it when they need to have a low budget episode to kind of pay for the rest of the season. They'll usually do an episode like that where the whole, like, for example, I don't know, if anybody watches Justified, there's an episode in the first season of Justified where the whole episode takes place, or the majority of the episode takes place in the police office because there's a hostage situation, and it's basically one set piece the entire episode, and there's like very limited amount of characters. So yeah, I love those kind of movies though. Those kind of movies usually because they only have like one set, you know, because they only have one or two locations. Those movies usually can spend more time on like dialogue and character development. So you usually get a more a more quality movie. So yeah, Free Fire, really awesome movie. And yeah, that's all I got for this DVD haul. If you guys like any of the movies, if you guys seen any of these movies, and you know, want to talk about them, you know, hit me up in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks guys for your time, and see you later.